Where most coaches are starting, or you might already be here right now, is that they're either doing one-to-one coaching, or they're doing group coaching, or they're selling a course. Now, the problem with the one-to-one coaching is that there are actually two problems with that. Number one, you hit a wall really quickly. There's only 24 hours in a day. You use half of it for personal stuff and sleep. So you roughly have about 12 hours in a day that can actually work. Out of the 12 hours, what is that? Is that like 10, 12 clients in a day that I can handle maximum? And then you're going to burn out, right? So there's a very small kind of wall or a ceiling that you're going to hit really quickly when it comes to one-to-one and burning out. But the bigger problem with one-to-one coaching model is that you are going to fall into what we call the feast or famine trap. Here's how it works. At the beginning, let's say you get 3, 4, 5 clients, you get excited, you're happy because you got some clients. Good for you. Let's say over here is you, and over here is your clients. So this is you, and that's clients. So you're happy because you got a couple of clients inside your one-to-one coaching program, and you put all of your entire focus on your delivery, working with these coaches one-to-one, every single one of them on a weekly basis, reaching out to them, supporting them between the calls as well. So it's a ton of work from your end. And you're going to notice over time, your bank account is suffering. So the income that you're having, the monthly recurring revenue, is going down as time goes by because you're not getting any new clients, because your focus has been working with the clients all the time. So immediately you panic and you shift your focus on getting new clients. But the current clients that you have, they're going to feel upset because you're not paying the same attention and care that you used to them before you start getting a second batch of clients. Now your reputation is ruined, clients are leaving you, or they're unhappy or unsatisfied, and they either want a refund or they're just going to leave you, and you're in panic mode because the income has gone down. And the longer this trap goes on, the harder it is to bounce out of it and continue the business. So that's why one-to-one is a huge no-no. It's not only you're going to hit a ceiling, it's also because you fall into that trap that is almost impossible to get out of. Now, the problem with the group coaching and courses is one simple problem. It's the fact that people don't see results from them. They just need more care, more support, more accountability to see results. In fact, only 3% of the people that buy a course actually get to complete it. Not to see results, to complete it, guys. Out of every 100 clients that you get, only 3 of them finish your course. 97 people don't even finish your course. Never mind implementing it, never mind getting results out of it. Imagine what kind of reputation you're going to have as a coach if out of every 100 people, only 3 of them finish the program and maybe 1 of them sees results. It's simply because when you leave it up to the clients, they don't see results. They don't implement. They don't go after it. So courses and groups, they're amazing if you don't care about your clients' results and if you don't care what kind of reputation you have. So one-to-one group, courses, all of that stuff is going to end up pulling you down instead of pushing you up. Now, on top of this, the other mistake that I've noticed most coaches have is the reality that when it comes to delivering your program to begin with, it's freaking hard to know what to deliver. You have so much knowledge up here, so much that you want to teach your clients, and the tendency is you end up overloading the program with so much information, pretty much almost everything that you do know, you're going to put it inside the program to teach them. And that's going to lead to 2 things. You're going to be exhausted because it takes so much preparation and so much hard work to teach everything to your clients week after week after week after week. Also, they are going to be exhausted because it's like opening a hose in their face and non-stop teaching them new things that they had no clue about it before your program. So within a matter of 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, they're getting so much new information, they're overwhelmed, they want to pull their hair out, and they feel exhausted. And if they're exhausted and you're exhausted, nobody's taking action. If nobody's taking action, nothing is changing. So you get in a client, they go through the process with you, they might have more knowledge, be tired and have more knowledge, but they don't have any new results, any real results that say, hey, because I joined the program, I got these results. No, they joined your program and they just got information. That's all they got. Now, what's going to end up happening after today's call is, instead of running a one-to-one group or a course, we're going to run what we call the hybrid delivery model. In this case, the 2.0 version of it. And the way this is going to work is instead of falling into the trap of either feast or famine, you're going to have this really cool effect of your clients are going to see better results, but at the same time, the time it takes for you to deliver and get them those results goes down. So you have more freedom in your business and in your life. Your clients are getting better results by the end of your program. And this has this magical effect of money going up as well, instead of going down. So everything goes up with a hybrid delivery model instead of having you crash down. And of course, if you structure it the right way, you're going to know exactly what to say every single week, every single month of your delivery. And not only that, preparation becomes easy, and the structure they have for your clients becomes easy to understand and easy to go through. And not only they are going to see real results because it's so easy to go through the program and get results out of it, but every single time you run one of these classes, it feeds you energy instead of draining your energy. I think it was Annie that we were talking about a few weeks ago, a few days ago, I don't know when it was, where we were talking about, hey, some clients, take your energy, suck your energy like vampires, and some clients give you energy. And at the end of the class, she noticed that my energy was higher than when I started the class. And she was like, oh, wow, we give you energy, don't we? I was like, yeah, more than a coffee shot. It's because if you structure this the right way, every single time you run one of these classes, this class that we're running together right now will give me more energy by the end of it than I have right now, which is amazing. But also makes it really easy for you guys to get real results out of it. And that's where we want to be. Now, when it comes to running a hybrid delivery model program, there are things to do and there are things not to do. So right in the middle, let's say this is going to be the target. This is going to be the thing that we said we're going to have for your clients to hit. So the one target that we said over here for all of your clients to hit by the end of either your program or by the end of the first 30, 60, 90 days or 120 days of your long monthly recurring revenue kind of program. That target goes in here. So that becomes the goal. For them to hit their goal, you need to do 3 things within your program. First one, you need to educate. They're there to learn from you and learn how to do the things properly so they can get results. So first thing you got to do is educate them. The second thing you got to do, and the second thing is the thing that most people drop the ball on, is that it's actually your responsibility as a coach to help them implement what they have learned. So first one is to educate them. Your second responsibility is to help them implement what they have learned within your program. And the third one, as they go through the journey, they need support. They need your help. They need customization. They need tailored advice. So those are the 3 things that your program, whether it's a standalone program or a first few months of your big program, needs to do. Educate, implement, and support. When it comes to the educate part, there are 3 things that you need to have a check mark next to your educate. If you don't, the education is going to be complicated. It's not going to be effective. First one, needs to have minimum effort from you. If it takes you a ton of effort every single time you're educating your clients, maybe for the first few weeks it would be okay, but if you're doing it week after week after week, every single month, you won't be able to continue your business forever. And we want to build something that you can do for the rest of your life, not for a very short period of time. We're not building a hobby, we're building a business. So the effort from your side needs to be low when it comes to educating clients. The other thing it needs to do is it needs to be very easy in 2 situations. It needs to be very easy to consume. So you need to make it easy for your clients to go through the education part of your program, so easy to consume. But it's not enough to make it easy to consume. You need to also simplify it so that they can understand it easier. So you need to make the consumption and understanding of what you're teaching them easier. A lot of times, guys, because we are the experts at what we do, we teach it either too quickly or we don't break it down enough. For us, it's a walk in the park. For the clients, it's hella confusing. So we got to make sure that it's not only easy to consume, but it's easy to understand. Simplify this shit. And the other thing that you need to do is a lot of times people have extra support and extra other stuff to fix confusion. Your education needs to prevent confusion. So we're not talking about, hey, let's, anytime they get confused, we're gonna help them out. No, your education needs to prevent them from getting confused in the first place. So that's what the education needs to do. When it comes to the implementation, again, 3 things that needs to make it happen. First thing that comes, the first problem that most people have is overwhelm. So your implementation system needs to prevent them from overwhelm to begin with. Not fix their overwhelm, but prevent their overwhelm. The other thing you need to do is that you need to build momentum for your clients. Because at the beginning, when they join your program, they're going to have maximum level of motivation, willpower, taking action, everything is great. But as time goes by inside your program, their motivation is going to drop. Their willpower is going to drop. How often they show up to the classes is going to drop. How dedicated they are is going to drop. So while the energy is high over here, we want to build as much momentum as we possibly can. So when the energies go away, when the motivation goes away, they carry on showing up, they carry on taking action, and they carry on getting results within the program. So prevent overwhelm, build momentum, and last but not least, you need to maximize the results your clients get. It's not just about the experience your clients actually have. It's not just about the information they're getting or the value they're getting out of the program. A lot of times people, coaches out there say, hey, you need to make your program more valuable. No, make your program in a way that gets better results, more results. That's value. Value is not just them learning something new or a new tactic or a new meditation or a new thing. Did they actually get results out of it? That should be your North Star, not value and teaching new things. It's what can I do or what can I not do or do less of so that my clients get better results. Simple as that. So that's for the implementation. And when it comes to the support, you got to go all in. Not only you need to give them tailored help, because the reality is that all of your clients that come to you, they're at different stages. They need different things. So the support that you provide them cannot be one-size-fits-all kind of support. It has to be tailored to each individual. So not only it has to be tailored, but also you need to give them environmental exposure. The reality is that, yes, they're there to learn from you, but if you create a community that puts them in an environment that motivates them, that pushes them to go further than they could possibly imagine, that keeps them, up and running when they're low and they feel defeated, that celebrates the wins when they're actually doing great, that feels like a family. When you give them that, they see 1 billion times bigger results, and they stick with you further than if it was just you and them, and that was the entire relationship. So you need to not only give them tailored support, but you need to give them environmental exposure to have them get better results. We all heard the cliche advice of you're the average of your 5 people surrounding you. Well, what if you can upgrade those 5 people by introducing them to another 5 amazing people in their life, where they're surrounded on a daily basis, and they're all motivating each other. So environmental exposure is going to elevate the results your clients are going to get. So support is environmental exposure, your community, and tailored help. Last but not least, it's your job as a coach to have a solution to every problem. Now, when I say every problem, I'm not talking about every problem in their life. I'm talking about every problem within your niche. It needs to be a one-shop type of program where if you're a fitness coach, any problem they have when it comes to fitness, they should come to you. They shouldn't have 2 coaches for fitness. If you have a business coach for your coaching, every problem you have regarding coaching business, I should be able to provide you a solution. You shouldn't have multiple coaching businesses, coaching business mentors. So you got to be able to provide every solution to every problem that comes within your niche, which means you're always working on your craft. You're always working on becoming the best person that you could possibly be in your niche, the go-to person, so that they only need you, not 10 other people to do your job. So solution to every problem, tailored help, so customized, and environmental exposure. So the question right here is, okay, that sounds great. Now I know what the educate, implement, and support needs to look like, but how the hell do I actually pull this off? How do I do this? What do I implement inside my program to make this happen? Here's how you do it. When it comes to the educate, you need 2 things. The first thing that I need is your core program structured the right way, which we're going to talk about in today's class. We're going to structure your core program right now together on today's class. By the end of today's class, your core program is done. The second thing you need is what we call a hero wall, which we will come back to this later on. A hero wall works like this. Sometimes there are baby problems from your prospects, and there are baby solutions to those baby problems. Instead of running a full class on those baby problems, you need to have a hero wall, which looks something like this. It's pretty much a page. It could be a PDF. It could be a series of videos. Doesn't matter. It's a page. And for every baby problem, there is a video walkthrough of how to solve that problem. And when your prospect says, oh, Allison, dude, I have this small problem over here, instead of you having to coach them one-to-one all over again, you give them that baby video. It's 3 minutes. It shows them exactly how to solve that problem. Now, at the beginning, your hero wall is going to be empty because you don't have any clients, or you're just getting started and you don't know what the questions are, or you don't know what the baby problems are. That's completely okay. But as time goes by and people ask you questions, when you answer them in a video, save that video. That becomes a resource that you're going to use the second time when the second question comes up. Because if one of your clients have that question, I promise you in the future, multiple clients will have that question. So you need to have a hero wall of frequently asked questions. And the way I want you to imagine it is they don't have access to this all the time. They don't need to go through every single one of these all the time. It's like a superhero movie. What happens in a superhero movie? There's a problem, superhero comes in, solves the problem, he doesn't stick around, he bounces out. He gets in, solves the problem, bounces out. That's your hero wall. Every single one of those videos is like a superhero, bounces in, solves the problem, bounces out. That's it. It's short, it's quick, and it's not accessible all the time. It's only there when it's needed. That's for the educate. You need fast, support for any problem that comes in, and your core program, which we're going to structure together. When it comes to implementation, there are 2 things you need to provide for your clients to absolutely crush this. First one are live calls. And the second one is anti-overwhelm system. Now, the live calls are either how you kind of teach within your program or how you support your clients, Q&As, or check-in calls. Take a look at Glider Mastermind. How do we do live calls? There are different structures of it, isn't it? It's not just always me teaching. It's not always me answering questions. It's not always me checking in. It's a mixture of all of them. How many live calls you have and what kind of structures you use, that's completely up to you. But you got to have live calls within your program. Anti-overwhelm system, however, is a very simple idea of baby stepping your clients through the process. Let's say your clients want to go from A to B. No matter what niche you're in, there are multiple steps they got to take in order for them to get there. And the tendency that we have as coaches is to show them all of the steps and then tell them, go do the steps. Because the reality is, if somebody did that to us, we could probably pull that off. That's what we do to our clients. But instead of doing that, I want you to show your clients one step at a time and let them do that step. Once they've done it, show them the second step, let them do it. Third step, let them do it. Fourth step, let them do it. This way, yes, there's a lot of work. Yes, there's a lot of steps they got to take to get the results. But at any given time, from your client's perspective, there's only one thing to do. They don't have 30 different things they got to worry about. There's only one thing to worry about. There's only one thing to move towards, focus on. And no matter how busy their life gets, when it comes to your coaching program, it's simple. It's easy. There's only one thing to focus on. So have the steps, but don't give it to them. Give it to them one step at a time. That's the anti-overwhelm system, which we will talk about more by structuring your core program correctly. When it comes to the support, there are 2 things you need to have. First one is the community. It's the part that we talked about, environmental exposure. When it comes to the community, you can either have them on the Facebook group. Facebook groups are highly recommended, or some sort of app that allows you to build community within it. Or the second one is, group chats. But this is group chat between all of them. Imagine chat is the Glider Mastermind group chat on Telegram. Facebook group is Glider Mastermind Facebook group. That's for the community. You don't need to have both of them. You need to have at least one of them. If you want to have both, but you need to have at least one of them. We have both of them right now. We're going to get rid of chat and just purely focus on Facebook group very soon. So take that as you may. On the second side, because you need to give them tailored support, you need to have some sort of one-to-one with you. Now, when I say one-to-one, I'm not talking about just Zoom one-to-one, jumping on one-to-one calls with you. It could also just be a one-to-one chat support, which are way easier to do and less time-consuming. But there is some sort of one-to-one access to some coach, whether it's you or somebody in your team member, that they can go to and say, hey, in my situation, what do I do? How can I get help in here? So that one-to-one could be Zoom, could be chat, completely up to you. Now, the question that most coaches kind of get stuck on in here is, if I'm giving them one-to-one and I'm giving them group, what does the ratio look like? Do I give them unlimited group calls, like 10 group calls a week, and unlimited one-to-one calls? No. Here's how you do it. Let's say over here is one-to-one. Let's say over here is group support. And let's say this right here is the ratio. At the beginning, if you don't have too many group supports or group calls per week, you provide more one-to-one calls or more one-to-one availability or more one-to-one chat support. But as as time goes by and you increase the number of group calls that you're doing, you decrease the one-to-one and you increase the number of group calls. For example, before in Glider Mastermind, it was a lot of one-to-ones and 1 to 2 group calls maximum per week. Then we did less one-to-one and we did 4 live calls per week. Right now, we're doing a lot less one-to-one, but we're doing 9 live calls per week. So you can see how you can change the ratio depending on how many group calls you have and how many one-to-one calls you have. And it's not set in stone, you change it up. And sometimes you go too far in one way. Maybe you give too many group calls, not enough one-to-ones, the experience is bad, you track it back down until you find the sweet spot for your business. So it's not written in stone, you change it as time goes by. This right here is the magic behind a hybrid delivery model. It's how you make your educate really simple, which we're going to talk about your core program in a second. It's how you make implementation super easy and how you make the support system available and as best as it possibly can. There's only so much you can do as a coach for your clients to see results, but the goal is to do as much as you possibly can. Everything that you could possibly do, you want to do so that they can get results. So that if they don't get results, the only reason they didn't is because it's their fault, not yours. You don't want to ever be responsible because a client didn't get results because you didn't give the support or you didn't have a solution to a problem or something else happened. Because if it is, then you need to improve being a coach, which all of us at some point does.